Welcome to the O Show with Orlana Darkins Drewery, your connection to events, topical interests, issues, and the movers and shakers in our world, and the opportunity to learn things that make you say, oh. While many people kick off January with weight loss focused New Year's resolutions, research shows that the third week of January is when most people quit those goals. Joining me now to talk about this and personalized resources that can help in your health and weight care journey is clinical psychologist and director of product research at Found, Dr. Laura Garcia. Dr. Garcia, welcome to the O Show.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me join you.
So let's jump right in. What is the psychology around why people can't sustain New Year's resolutions and their lofty goals around their weight care journey?
Yeah, I can tell you it's an experience that we all have. And I think there are a couple of reasons why that happens. First, we often think of goals that are realistically speaking 2 to 4 years into the future. So it may be discouraging if we don't see any progress in the beginning phases of the year. And what we can do instead is focus on breaking down those goals into smaller, achievable steps so that we have more opportunities to feel that sense of accomplishment and really track whether we're in the right track or not. Second, we focus so much of our weight loss goals on the weight and rather on the behavior that can lead us to lose weight. So what's best is really to focus on forming healthy habits. And that is incorporating habits in your life today that are enjoyable and that are easy to maintain over time. Little habits every day really is what helps people lose weight. Lastly, one of the things that we do is that we try to do it alone. And really what's best is when we have a community of people who can help us stay accountable and keep going when we struggle. These are sort of the strategies that I ensure are designed into our evidence-based programs at Found, which is a weight care platform.
Do you know why it is the third week in January?
I think when we initiate the year, there's a lot of intention to change our behaviors, and that intention leads to effortful behavior. So I want to go to the gym. So even though I might not feel like it, I'm going to put all my effort and I'm motivated because it's the beginning part of the year. But that effort and intention sort of way, like they're impossible to sustain over time because life happens and there's a lot of stress in our lives. So it's really hard to continue doing it out of that intention. What's best really is to make healthy choices as easy as possible. Make them mindlessly. So you have to design not only habits, but your environment to facilitate some of those healthy choices.
What is the behavior change science? Like, how can people implement it into their lives? And do you have any tips and ideas how we can set ourselves up for success?
Yeah, so behavior change science is really about thinking about two things. One is the decision to make a behavior or to engage in a healthy behavior. So that's one part. And the execution. So the how we can get to those behaviors. So I think what we do at Found is help you figure out what that goal looks like. So framing that first decision, like what do I decide to do and why? What is my motivation? And then the next part that we help it with is coming up with the hows. And Found really has tackled this by making sure that we have multiple ways and multiple hows in which you can get to your goals. So those could be implementing routines in your day that again allow you to make healthy decisions easier. Or it could be working with a coach, making sure that you have someone that you're accountable to, who can help you maybe come up with ideas for recipes. So I think having support is the best way to be successful. In terms of tips, like I said, I would focus on what the decisions you want to make are and why, and then coming up with specific plans that can help you get there. The last piece is think about it as if you were a scientist. So, like, what does a scientist do? They have hypotheses, they test, they experiment, they see what works, continue doing what works, and then stop doing what doesn't work. So, when you do not meet your expectations, just try not to beat yourself up and make sure that you continue learning about what works. Eventually, you will get in the path that will be beneficial for you.
So I don't like to exercise, but I know I have to. And I learned a few things about myself because I was one of those people too that will start off the year strong and then kind of fall off. So I found for myself that and me and my friends, we actually discovered we all do this. We sleep with our exercise clothes on. So there's some days I can't find leggings, I can't find whatever. We sleep with our clothes on, and when we wake up, we just we go. Like there's no excuse to not go to gym. You're already dressed.
Yeah, exactly. You're making that choice easier for you. And I think the other piece that you're doing that's so powerful is you're connecting with other people and you're doing it with others, and that's enjoyable. That makes an activity more enjoyable. I actually do that. I work out with my sisters, or when I don't feel like I want to exercise, I go for a hike or I do a quick dance. Something that really has very little, like it takes me very little effort to even get started.
So you mentioned, if you fall off your exercise plan, not to beat yourself up. Can you speak about why is it important to get back on the horse if we slip up?
Yeah, I think it's important because these are opportunities to learn. You can reflect a moment to that sleep up, whether there was some sort of emotional component, whether you were feeling stressed or bored, or also if there's something about the environment that's leading you to sleep up. So it could be that the candy or chocolate is just too easy to get and you have to modify your environment. And I think these are moments where you can reflect on what's working and then make sure that you continue doing that in the future. And when you realize what's not working, you can plan strategies to prevent that in the future. So really the reason why we don't want to beat ourselves up is because we want to use this as opportunities to help us figure out what works for us. Everyone's journey is unique. So again, really, we have to think about it like a scientist.
So what is the best approach to long-term weight loss?
Yeah, so the best approach is a comprehensive one. So at the weight care platform that I work at found, we understand that there are many factors that impact our weight care, including our biology, our medical history, our stress management, even the people around us. So what we do at Found is design personalized treatments that help people target those things that they can control and those things that they cannot control. With its integrative approach, Found gives people access to medications to tackle their biology, lifestyle programs to work on nutrition, sleep, and movement, and access to a community of doctors and experts and peers who can support you. And in fact, what we know is that Found members who do all of this, the medication and our behavioral program with the community, are more effective at losing weight than people who only take medications in clinical trials. So Found basically reduces the burden of tackling all of these factors alone.
All right, it sounds good. And it's something that I saw that is obviously it's online. It's an online community. So you could take Found wherever you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Dr. Garcia, thank you so much. Clinical psychologist and director of product research at Found. Thank you so much for the tips, the insight. And if you have an opportunity, whether you're listening to me or watching, visit joinfound.com for more information to join this weight loss, weight health community. So Dr. Laura Garcia, thank you so much for joining the O Show.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for listening or watching, for tuning in. This is Orlana Darkins Drewery with the O Show. Until next time, keep shining.